And look, and I mean,
I always respect people who enter into the arena.
Unless of course they have an excuse because there's a vague lie associated with it. In which case,
I have a
then
general
they get a
rule,
pass.
Sam. I have a general rule. This is about general rules. This isn't about me being afraid of you specifically. I have general rules that explains all of this.
We got to go through the whole thing because like every time like I think about it, like I'm thinking like, oh, the best part was, and then I'm like, no, actually the best part was, and then it's like, no, the best part was. Now,
oh no, Sam Seder! What a fucking nightmare!
Now, which is also like now, okay. So let's be clear.
Decide what he meant.
We experienced it in this office. Everybody in the office could hear, they couldn't see. I was seeing, but what I saw was the feed that Ethan was getting. Okay, Ethan from H3, and so his recording of it is from a different perspective than Crowder's recording of it. Now Crowder played an intro, and this is really weird. Do we have his intro? The one that he did on the show today.
Brendan's putting it up.
Okay. So watch it. This is how Crowder started off his show today. Now, I don't know if he shot this today, to make himself look better, I guess, or if it's legit.
Makes him look better, Sam.
Well, but that's the other thing. I don't know why he played this. I guess it was he played this. He either shot it today or maybe it happened in real time. And he's showing it because he wants to say, I was not actually surprised that Sam showed up. I totally anticipated this. Now, just want to go back before we start to play this and remind everybody, a week ago, last Monday, this debate was supposed to happen between Ethan and Crowder. And Ethan had asked me, I don't know, maybe it was like a week ago Friday, the Friday before, do you want to jump up? And I'm like, absolutely. In fact,
you were making my life.
The request in and of itself has already demonstrably changed my mood. And so what we did is we rescheduled our show. Maybe he had asked me like on Thursday. We scheduled the show to start at 11 a.m. instead of the normal 1 p.m. And we ended it at 12:30.
Yeah.
And so we're at 12:30 we get on, and the debate's supposed to happen at 1 p.m. Eastern.
No, you just said our show starts at 12 in case you're coming to this.
Yes, I'm sorry. Our show normally starts at 12 and we started at 11 a.m. and our show is normally 2.5 hours long and we made it only an hour and a half long.
But Crowder, you know that already.
Well, no, Crowder knows this. I'm talking to the people who have never seen the show before.
Yeah. Hello, H3 audience.
And that other
of course,
dude.
Stephen Crowder and Darren.
Who's that?
Crowder's dad, but he refers to him as Darren, so
nobody knows it's his dad.
Nobody knows his dad's his booker.
I refer to him as Mr. Crowder and not Stevie. I don't refer to that way. Mr. Crowder, I refer to as Mr. Crowder because I show respect.
Yeah.
And so we're on with Ethan, and 5 minutes after we sign off at about 12:35, maybe 12:40, Ethan goes, "We just got an email from Crowder." He says he has to go to the hospital with his wife who is pregnant with twins, but they want to reschedule for next Monday at noon Eastern. And Ethan, to his credit, was like, they watched your show go off air. And I'm like, what?
Come on.
No way. And
it sounds like a serious issue with his wife who's pregnant.
I've had,
as far as we know,
2 children. Pregnancies can be tough. And honestly, I'm like, he wouldn't lie about an emergency with his pregnant wife, would he? To get out of it? And
no, but it's not to get out of it. It's that there was the mere possibility that you'd show up.
Well, I mean, but okay, well, but let's just table that concept. He's obviously, so he punts. And then, but I was also later in the week, I was like, who has an emergency with their wife when she's pregnant and then takes the time to reschedule at exact time. Like I would be, if it was me, I would be like, somebody just tell them that we'll reschedule. We'll deal with it later. I can't even think right now. I don't know. I'm not going to check my calendar as I'm going to the hospital with my wife or with anybody for that matter.
Especially if the person sending the email is Mr. Crowder. He would be just as concerned. This is my future grandchildren.
Exactly. And so that was a little suspicious, but Ethan was like, they're watching. I'm like, he can't possibly be that nervous about it, can he? Like I always thought, like he just thought, I don't know. I never thought that he was as terrified of just having a debate as this. I was actually surprised, and so, but I still went into it. We launch at noon, and here is what presumably is happening. And so we pre-taped our show and ran it as if it was live. And you can see him in this. All right, so this is what's happening about 5 minutes before we get on.
Who enter into the arena. And, we've had a lot of debates on this show.
No.
Yeah,
This
We
is
talked about it on the show quite a
No. Yeah, I want to go all the way back to...
A man makes an agreement, and a man is good to his word.
Yeah.
This really comes down to an agreement, good to your word. And I know you always have two sides, and a claim their side wins, but really there's only one side that's based on a lie. And I wish it didn't happen because I really wanted to talk to him about his relationship with Susan Wojcicki and Flip and the support of big tech.
Listen to this. I will tell you this. Having been an actor for, I don't know, I guess about 15 years, maybe the last thing I did was on That Good Fight, and I don't even know when that was, like 6-7 years ago or something. But I do, voices for Bob's Burger. One of the things that you get training as an actor is being able to maintain your vocal register when you are, even when you're under duress. And I'm not great at it. Like I get excited and I start going after people. But you can hear a little bit of a shake in his voice. This is a day later. And you can hear there's a little bit of constriction that's going on. And he is, he's having, you can read that. I think an acting coach would say to him, like, look, you got to breathe.
In through the nose.
Breathe and
out
talk.
Through the mouth.
All right, let's go here. Pull it up to, Brendan, pull it up to what purportedly was happening on Monday before we came on. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. So it says recording start. Now, I'm not sure I've
been adjusted, guys.
Wait, no. Oh, this is...
Hold on,
I'll
adjust this because
okay.
I have to set it to human height since Dave was doing it. I can see some weird contact thing there. Okay.
So this is as he's waiting for Ethan to come on.
Right. All right, let me check this. Check 1, 2, 3. Good. All right. Okay, you guys are gonna call him and sound check him? Yeah. I bet this guy's gonna do anything he can to avoid actually debating.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think he wants to do anything that he possibly can to avoid.
Yeah, let me know when you want to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Wait, when you want me to admit him into the room, I'll just do that.
Sure. Well, I'll just say you guys do the sound check. I don't want to sit there and talk with our producer Dan and stuff, but I don't think this guy wants to do this. I wouldn't be surprised if he's probably going to bring someone else on. Was his producer like a fan of that Seder character? Yeah, that'd be my bet. But hey, hopefully he mans up. Okay, you can do your sound check.
Alrighty, here we go.
Is there something?
I'm gonna sit right here.
Was he this nervous over a fan coming?
All right.
All right, and so now let's go to Ethan's version. So now he showed that today on his show, and I'm going to assume it was real. It's conceivable he could go back and record that.
I don't know. I mean, you're stuck on this. I don't know why he would do that.
Well, but I don't know why he would show it. He wanted to show.
He shows all the boring stuff. Like there's an extended like 2 or 3 more minutes of them just like saying, "Hey, we got Crowder starts talking about like technology to communicate with between studios at one point.
Right, but he wanted to show that part because he was trying to make Ethan look like Ethan was like two-faced, like he was nice to me and then was so mean by inviting Sam Seder on.
The words of a man wearing a shirt that says "Fight like hell"
But
with two guns holstered to his side.
Here he is. And as we go through it, we find out that he was monitoring the show last week. He is anticipating that I'm coming. All right.
He says
smart.
a fan of Seder.
Well, he's talking about Dan because Dan, the producer, was a fan. And so you would think he would be like, good, I'm not afraid of Seder.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to debate Seder right in front of Ethan. I'm going to destroy Seder. And then I'm going to say, Ethan, you're a coward. So you brought your surrogate who I just dispatched and you're a coward. And look at this. I didn't even have coffee this morning or whatever. That's the way that I would have handled it.
Yeah.
But it's as if he didn't like come up with a plan. That's what's sort of weird about it. All right.
He didn't even want to acknowledge what was so deep in his fear, right? It was too fearful. It was too scary of an outcome.
You don't want to voice it out loud.
Yeah, because if you speak of it,
it becomes real.
Right.
I also want to say I don't think it was stitched together, but some people in the chat are thinking it was. So if it was, I assume somebody will probably clip the point and will.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at that coffee cup. I thought that was a sort of a weird move.
But either way, like it's a bad effort if they are trying to go back and.
But I don't understand even why you would show that necessarily, because like it makes the question that you were ambushed.
You should have been prepared for it.
Yeah,
Right.
like you clearly, was it really an ambush when you're really that convinced it's going to happen?
And he was that spooked when he already
And
had an inkling.
let's also be clear. It's not like I came in with like, Steven, here's, pictures of you getting, punched, or here's, here's the time that you went up and, interfered on Jenk's panel at that conference in 2017, whatever that thing was. I mean, it's not like that, South by Southwest. It's not one of those. I just came in and I said, I am willing to debate the issues that you have prepared for. I was willing to debate any issue. Any issue he wanted to do, I would have debated him, but he didn't want to. All right, so let's play. Should we play Ethan's?
Yes.
Yeah, let's play Ethan's.
That was an appetizer. Here's the.
I have my next guest on the show, and I've always said this. I always respect people who enter into the arena. And we've had a lot of debates on this show, which is different from like a change from where we sit down and have conversations. But my old Brazilian jiu-jitsu coach always said, you come switch, we go switch. You go spicy, we're going to do a little spicy. So we're always trying to keep it as respectful as possible. And I really do appreciate the guy making the time, because a lot of people haven't. Has a huge YouTube channel, several YouTube channels, one of the OGs. A lot of people watch him. You know him. Some of you like him. Some of you don't. Same can be said for me. Ethan Klein from H3H3. Ethan, thanks, man, for making the time.
You're very welcome. And I just want to say, I know you called me. You said that I would be a layup.
I think I used something like that.
And I think you're right, because I don't think I'm a very good debater. I think you know that. So I didn't want to make it too easy for you.
Oh, okay.
So I've prepared.
Okay.
Yes.
Pause it.
All right. So
Dan,
we were going to
whenever
talk.
Listen.
Is what we were.
Okay. So Ethan is about to look off. You don't have to, you can keep that up on screen. Okay. So Ethan looks off to Dan to tell him, bring Sam in. Okay. And watch what happens as Crowder registers that he's looking off. Crowder's starting to talk, and he's saying the thing that was completely rote, but you can hear that something sinks inside of him. Like sometimes you'll notice, this will happen to me. Like if I get a text and I'm, like, the babysitter can't make it, or like, the cat pooped all over the carpet, and I'm like, like you'll see that I'm distracted. Here's what happened with Crowder. He's so nervous.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
Dan,
what we were going to talk about is the initial quote that happened. I think he's looking off there. The initial quote that kind of was turned into a little bit of a meme, which wasn't intentional, and was you saying you don't even have to think about it regarding the CDC. And I disagree with that. I think people should think about it. I believe, and we talked about this through playful ribbing, in an aggregation of medical authorities and scientific voices to make an informed and rational decision. So where do you think that I'm wrong on that?
Stephen, do you know that the Spartans are like practice man love with children?
Oh, geez. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. What did I tell you? He was going to do anything he could to avoid. Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Seder. What a fucking nightmare. I had no idea this was going to happen. I thought Ethan was a stand-up guy. This is where we are. Yeah, I told Dave, remember I told you?
Ethan
was a stand-up guy. Just watch this. Like, watch how fast Stephen immediately looks over to his left, signaling to his guy to go get in that chair because I need the camera off of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, go back just a little bit. And you can see him cross frame.
To avoid. Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Seder. What a fucking nightmare. I had no idea this was going to happen. I thought Ethan was a stand-up guy. This is where we are. Yeah, I told Dave, remember I told you? I said, I guarantee you he's going to do anything he can to avoid the debate.
Well, I just think he believes that he should debate you.
No, he doesn't. He just takes advantage of women with, mental health issues.
Steven,
Ethan Klein doesn't stand up and do his own
I gotta
fighting.
say,
It's just hilarious.
my
Let's bring on
producers
FM.
that you would do anything to avoid talking to me. I think the point that you made
Yes,
at the
that's
beginning
right.
of
Joe
this
Rogan.
Yeah,
was-
Joe Rogan and Dave Rubin and Jordan Peterson and Noam Chomsky and Sam Harris. Everyone's been avoiding.
Pause it for 1 second. What is going on with him saying that Noam Chomsky won't speak with me?
You've spoke with Noam Chomsky.
Yeah, I've interviewed him back in the radio days, and I mean, it's never. I mean, I imagine he would. I mean, maybe Noam Chomsky has been on other podcasts going like, I won't talk to Sam Seder.
Well, at the very least, we're not saying, "Hey, Noam, debate Stan, you scared loser."
Is Crowder saying that? And I also love how he admits, like, you're blackballed from Joe Rogan. You're blackballed from Dave Rubin.
If that is,
they know who you are.
Yeah, and I'm not looking to debate Joe Rogan. I would debate Dave Rubin, of course, and Sam Harris, and yes, Brett Weinstein. Okay, and what? I mean,
And can we just say, like, recognition is one of the kind of the overwhelming emotion of these guys upon seeing you. It's not, who is this guy? That
Well,
we
that's
don't
the
know?
He
weird
said it at the beginning of the show that he put up.
This
he goes, Cedar.
This is the weird thing about it, is that his whole argument as to why he will not engage in a debate with me is not that I'm an unfair debater, not that and people can go back and look at every single debate I've ever done. The vast majority of them, and I can think of one where I yelled at Michael Tracy, but that's just because I think he was a garbage person. But every other one, Charlie Kirk, Politicon, or whenever I've had any libertarians on, I am respectful because I have the advantage of knowing that what they're arguing is complete nonsense. And so I don't need to do any of that. And if the argument is that you're not debating me because I'm not well known enough, how is it that all of these people that you claim that are the biggest, YouTubers on the right are specifically refusing to debate me? Like, I'm not sitting there going like, I refuse to debate Xena5832, who's got an egg on Twitter. I refuse to debate that person.
Also, talk about the whole IDW and Crowder, like, just being thirsty for, like, Don Lemon to come on my show and debate me, or whatever Brett Weinstein wanted. What was that musician he was getting back?
Billy Bragg.
Billy Bragg, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
These guys are complete celebrity chasers.
Yeah, and
And you mentioned the egg on Twitter. That's who Crowder debates
exactly.
on
And
college campuses.
oh, no. That's not a debate. He spent 20 minutes explaining at the beginning of his show today. Change my mind is not a debate. It's just when he goes and has an argument with college students. That's different. It's so obvious. What are you, a girl? I think he calls me a girl,
Oh, yeah,
a woman
yes,
a couple of
that's-
times.
that's
but
good.
we'll get to that. But all right, so continue here.
Ben
Rubin and
Shapiro.
Jordan Peterson and Noam Chomsky and Sam Harris. Everyone's been avoiding.
And not just attempting
Sam
to get
Seder.
your audience by jumping in.
Well, I debated with Charlie Kirk. Stephen, I mean, it's about issues. Let's
about
talk about
issues,
those
yeah.
issues.
That's
I
what
think
you're
you have
doing
some
here.
valid
Yeah.
points.
You're
that
so
I think we
clever.
should
I had no
discuss.
idea that you were taking your show off early last time, coming in today with your pig pen peanuts
I
eyes.
wish every.
You take those off with a velvet.
Yeah.
When he said that,
Oh, so
I got to admit, I was like, oh my God, this guy is staying awake at night. He's lying about his pregnant wife being ill as a way of avoiding dealing with me. He is that, for a guy who's like, your YouTube viewership is too low for me to debate. But I am so terrified of getting into a conversation with you that I will lie about my wife and what did you say? I have twins?
Yes.
I will lie about my pregnant twins.
I'll invoke them to get out of this.
Yeah, it's really, and it was also like, wow, this guy. I mean, I always speculated he was
Why
afraid
did
of
he
me.
think in that moment that revealing that he was aware of what we did last week and like basically telling us that he reacted to that? Why did he think that was going to be good for him?
Well, I think to a certain extent, he's either so terrified or so dumb. He doesn't know. I mean, here's the thing. This is
too panicked.
Here's the little secret. The reason why, and I look at like Crowder and, to the extent that I've seen his clips or I've seen like his, change my mind, I don't think he's an idiot. I think he's capable of tying his shoes. But they stay in such a bubble and expose themselves only, again, he has these arguments with college kids
on campus.
And I'm not diminishing 19-year-olds, but like he's coming in there. He's got, as he's told us many times before, millions of YouTube subscribers. It's intimidating for the college kids. They don't feel comfortable with the format. He does. And he feels he needs all that. And when he's in an environment where it's not that, even though he's sitting in his comfortable studio, he's got all his crew around him, the 7 or 8
his holsters.
He's got his guns.
guys, schlubby guys around him. And he's got his gun. He's literally packing heat.
He's got his armor. He's he's
yeah.
built up, right? But all of that stuff that he's built around himself, and the opponents, the college kids who aren't schooled in this kind of stuff, and then the body armor and the guns, it's all meant to protect his fear and his ego, and he didn't have it.
It's
here.
very strange that